Hello. Aha! We're here, I think. Let me double check. Oh my god. Or I should say, oh my gosh, gosh. Oh my god. Or I should say, oh my gosh, gosh. Yay. All right, it's working. I remembered to do things, apparently. So, yes, hello. Sorry, once again, I missed last week. I don't remember why. We will go through that, I guess. But yes, we're here, we're back, and I keep saying it, but oh my gosh, it is Oshkosh week. I hope it's going well. I haven't been able to follow things. But yes, I'm looking forward to at some point. But for now, let's get to the things. I'm so good at this. Woo! We're gonna go over the NOTAM. I'm so excited. So we've gone over it. I think we did last year. I don't remember if we did the year before, but let's see if there's anything different. We'll see. What is Oshkosh? What? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so Oshkosh is Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and that is where EAA AirVenture, the greatest aircraft extravaganza, takes place every last full week of July. Is that what it is? That sounds right to me. So yes, I've been a few times, and it's amazing, and it's partly how I got into flying to begin with. Yeah, I ended up going to Oshkosh and seeing the air show before I got into my flying journey, and I was like, huh, that looks kind of cool. And 8 years later, here we are. Yeah, so hello, by the way, how's it going? So yeah, so this is going on right now as we speak. And it's got aircraft showcases, air shows, it's got it's got equipment stuff, it's got presentations. After my private certificate, I was able to go back for the full week the year I got my private certificate, and I had started instrument training, and I went to some instrument like showcases, presentations, and stuff like that. So yes, so it's an air show. It is so much more than an air show. It is an AirVenture. It is. There's shows going on kind of like throughout the day at different times, but then there's also like for builders, for people who go do the actual crafting of aircraft, you can go do that, like woodworking stuff and paint and fabrication and metalworking and stuff like that. It's got it all. So it's amazing. So like I said, I was able to go for a full week the one year, and there was still so much that I wasn't able to see and do. So yeah, and they have a really the museum there is most excellent as well. So it's prime aviation stuff. Sorry, I get so excited. Sounds amazing. It is. Kind of surprised you didn't hear about it. I mean, I am too. Like that reaction was like entirely like genuine. But I'm happy to share it with you. That makes me excited. So, and this is the thing, is it's huge. I have no idea how many people are there this year, but it's gigantic. So you get people flying in. So it's at Oshkosh Airport. Let me go. Boom. I'm just kidding. Not this. Hang on. We did this. Nope, not that one. This one. VFR. And it's funny because I think where were we? Baraboo, yes. So before, see. Okay, so sorry, we're getting there. So a couple weeks ago when I was on, again, apologies for missing last week, but we were on a couple weeks ago and we actually went to Baraboo, which is potentially where we'll take off from in order to start the approach, or we'll just go out of Portage. I kind of want to do Baraboo. That would be kind of fun. Tie it in. So yes, so there. And this is Oshkosh. Ooh, it's marginal right now. Why is it marginal? Oh, sorry. TFR. Well, we're going to the TFR, I guess. So, temporary flight restriction. What's it say? It doesn't. So it is. You are able to fly in, and a lot of people do. So it's this massive arrival and departure of aircraft at different points in the day. And so what they do is they have this like long arrival. Depending on how much traffic there is, if there's not much traffic, then it's able to start at, okay, so here's Oshkosh. So they have to get here and they have a tower and then they send people to the different, and we'll look at the NOTAM for it, but they'll break people off to land here. They'll break people off to land here or wherever. I don't know how it fully works, but it's whatever. Yeah, they got their things down. So they have these visual waypoints that you have to base stuff off of. And so so Fisk, it's called the Fisk arrival. So that's where it ends. And so if there's not a whole lot of people, maybe you just go directly to Fisk and then you get popped into sequence. Or there's a little more traffic. It comes back down here to Ripon. Or maybe it starts at Ripon. We'll look. And if there's a lot of people, it goes all the way back here. Green Lake, Puckaway Lake, Endeavor Bridge. That, I think, is the absolute start. And so what'll happen is if they can't, if there's too many people, you'll have people, it's, do you have a, I almost want to put up, hang on. Well, oh, shoot. I was going to say, well, I'll pop up the traffic on the screen. If you go to like Flight Radar 24 or FlightAware, like tomorrow morning, and you go to this area, to Oshkosh, you'll see this like little swarm of planes coming in. And if there's a lot, you'll come up here. Can you see my mouse? Yeah. Hey, how's it going? We're talking Oshkosh. I'm so excited. Sorry. Next year is my year again. I didn't get to go this year. I hope it's going well. But yes, it's gonna happen. That's kind of my plan. But yes, so it is. It's you go here, you go here, you go here, you go here, and I think if they, I believe that it's here. They'll either yes, I think so. So here, if they're landing here, they'll break people off here to go and land. So if there's a lot of people, it'll be every other person goes here, or every other plane will get sent here to land, and the next person will get sent back around the lakes to the start to come back again. So yeah, it's insane. But they do such a good job. And it's one of those things too, where they're like, hey, watch your fuel. We have places that you can go to. There's other airports where you can go and either fuel up again or land and, I don't know, get a taxi or an Uber or something instead. But yeah, the ICAO is Kosh. So Oshkosh. I'll put it proper. Kosh. Oshkosh. Yes, it is. It's, again, I have never flown it. We have simulated the flyings of the arrival, but I have been there and I absolutely recommend it if you can ever get there. So yeah. Yes, you're welcome. Sorry. But yes, definitely do that. I was actually able to, so number one instructor has his own plane and he's flown in there before. I should see if he's gone. I should creep. Hang on. Being a little creeper. I should check too. You know what? I want to say that he's got off right now. No, he's not. Oh, wait, hang on. Yup. He's got time. Oh, wait, no, hang on. He's not currently flying right now for his big boy job, so let's see where his plane is. Creeper in real time. Dang it. Apparently his plane hasn't flown in a little bit, so I don't know. Maybe he's gonna go this weekend. But I was able to, I think last year, sit and follow his plane on the arrival, and it was just nuts to see all of those in such close proximity. And it's all about, it sticks you at an altitude depending on your speed, and you got to hold that speed, and you have to follow, where is it? I'm just gonna get rid of that because there. And you have to follow the visual points. So we will do the full thing. So we'll pop up here to Endeavor Bridge, and then I believe it goes straight like that. It goes around the lakes, goes over the city, and then follow the railroad track / road. Once you get to Fisk, then it's either you end up, oh, sorry, hang on. Yeah, I think so. There's something about Ripon though, where they might send you out this road and come in, I thought. Well, how about we actually look at the NOTAM? Hello, how's it going? We're talking Oshkosh. It makes me so excited. I'm sorry. I'm happy to spread this joy with you all, and I hope it is a joy for you as well. So yes, so we're gonna go. This comes out every year, and I assume it's updated every year, so we will potentially see whether or not there are any differences than what we can remember from last year. So pre-flight planning an alternate. That's good. Plan your alternate airport. Flight planning. Beginning Thursday, July 17th, 2025. What day is it? Is closed to all arriving aircraft from the nights, except on Thursday, July 24th. Hang on. Beginning Thursday is closed to all arriving traffic from 8 p.m. until 7 a.m. Central Daily, except Thursday, July 24th. No Fisk arrivals before 8 a.m. That grammatically doesn't quite make sense unless my brain is just not. Beginning on Thursday, July 17th, 2025, Osh. Our airport is closed to all arriving aircraft from 8 p.m. until 7 a.m. Central Daily, except Thursday, July 24th. Oh, okay. So I think they should have put a period there. I think. I don't know. Never mind. But yes, so unless, or they were supposed to put a period here. I think. I'm not sure. Because there's a, thank you. You didn't know about it, and now you know it exists. You do know it exists, and now you cannot avoid it and must go at some point if you can. It honestly, it is. There's something for everyone. There's something for just builders, for just viewers. They got all sorts of planes just lined up places. They got different. I think a lot of the stuff is kind of in here. So I'll stop just like babbling and I'll actually show you. It is past your bedtime. Moving to the phone sounds good. It is also past my bedtime, but this is kind of like the only day/time that I could get this in, and I did. I wanted to do our yearly Oshkosh thing. So what do you think best for you, part 141 or 61? It depends on your personal learning preferences. 141 is more structured, more like school-like, and 61, 61 can be more structured school-like, or it can be very flexible. So if flexibility for scheduling and things like that is something, hello, Mustafa, thank you for the raid. How is it going? How was your stream? What were you doing? And welcome everyone. Moose Heart, good to see you. We're getting to that Oshkosh stuff. I'm so excited. So yes, let me know what you guys were doing. Let us all know what you were doing. And yes, so if you need the more structure, then definitely go the 141. If you need or want the more flexible stuff, flexible scheduling, more independent study, that's what I liked it for. I needed a more flexible schedule, and I'm a very independent sort of studier, so I was able to do a lot of ground stuff on my own. So yeah, so that's I'm a very part 61 proponent person, but it's definitely up to you. Flying the Citation X to Bermuda. That sounds amazing. Was it? How did it go? Oh, hello. How's it going? You're independent. I'm going to be a dentist. I tried to get into the accent, but I couldn't, or the voice. Yes, you wanted to fly in Honduras. That would be fun. All right, you let me know, and I will. We're getting to the NOTAM, so we're gonna do our some of our due diligence and go through the NOTAM of Oshkosh. We were just I was something, and I was what's it called? Oh, okay. So our route. So we're gonna ignore a lot of there's a lot of it. If you actually do fly into Oshkosh, do not do this. Actually look and read your NOTAM or understand your NOTAM. But for now, we are just going to plan our Fisk VFR arrival to Osh. So, general information. Procedure used by all VFR aircraft landing at Osh from Thursday, July 17th at noon Central Daylight Time through noon Monday, July 28th, 2025, except those using the Turbine, Warbird, Ultralight, or Nordo arrivals. Okay, so that is not us, so we will do this one. That and no arrivals. Okay. So Thursday, July 24th, 2025, no arrivals before 8 a.m. So there is, I have to ask him. There's a guy at work airport who has his plane, and he was going to go for the first time. I'm not sure if he did, but I'll have to ask him. And he was going to go at like 7 a.m. because he had a very slow plane, and that was, there it is right here. So, okay. Once we get over here, this will make more sense. Arrive at transition starting point at 90 knots and 1,800 feet. Boom, gotta be on that. For aircraft unable to operate comfortably at 90 knots, our slower aircraft should use maximum cruising speed, and ATC recommends arrival at Fisk 7 to 7:30 a.m. if practicable. So, except on Thursday, July 24th. No arrivals before 8 a.m. So, understanding those things. Faster aircraft should use 135 knots and 2,300 feet if needed for safety of flight, and expect descent at or after Fisk. I think that was number one instructor, because he had a Bonanza. So yeah, all sorts of different things. It was great, good, excellent. So I'm very out of the loop about a lot of things. So the Citation X, is that new now? Were there some growing pains, some things to get used to? You're probably gonna go for part 61, you guess? Well, don't take things from random people on the internet. You gotta make sure that it actually is good for you. But again, I'm a big proponent of it. I will say either way, whether you go part 141 or part 61, make sure you get a good school and or a good instructor. There. Yes, it's awesome, especially for 30 bucks. Hand flies like a dream. Ooh, excellent. Okay. Don't be like 4301 Romeo. I believe that I saw that one. Oh my God. Like, I'm like torn. Because like, it's like appalling and mind-boggling. But at the same time, it's like, it almost seems like it was someone who maybe flew in once, like 20, how long what anniversary did Oshkosh have recently? Like they flew in that long ago. So, but it's like nowadays you can't be doing that stuff. Definitely don't be like that plane. You didn't even see the price, but for 30, you're getting it immediately. Quick, let us know when it's downloaded. Only available on the marketplace, includes both 2020 and 2024 versions. So like getting it, even if we haven't gotten 2024 yet, it would still transfer. And it just dropped on Tuesday. Ooh, fresh Flight FX. Nice. Ooh, it's so exciting. You felt bad for him. I know, until he took off. Wait, there was more? I only saw his arrival. Oh my God. Yeah. Took off. So, okay. Well, okay. So I was gonna say, like, that's one of the things is like sometimes they do use the taxiways for takeoffs and landings, but yeah, without a clearance into oncoming taxiing traffic. I didn't feel. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm curious to see something's gotta come of that, I assume. I can't even not that taxiway, and was on the wrong side of the runway. Yeah, I'm assuming something's gonna come of that. Then I'm definitely gonna have to look into that too. Oh, some very strong spicy tea at this time of the evening. We're gonna be up for a while. Oh God, I'm glad nothing happened with that. I have not heard yet of anything else happening accident wise, so that's promising so far. Knock on wood and all the things. But that is why this stuff is in place, and if we don't follow it, stuff can happen, and luckily it didn't. So, and so many disasters were avoided, thankfully, with that aircraft. Right, like was just jabbing holes in the Swiss cheese, and other things were coming in to put more cheese in place, thankfully. So yeah, that's nuts, and we'll have to see what comes of it. And I'm almost like, nope, not speculating. So the procedure starts by using one of the ATC designated transitions to rip-on. I remember it. Yes, that's fun to say. So yes, transitions to rip-on requires visual navigation. Visual navigation can be supplemented by VFR waypoints. Pilots then follow a railroad track from rip-on to Fisk. An ATC at Fisk controls traffic flow and assigns OSH, landing runways, and approach paths. Plan arrival, avoid airport closure. First, fly the aircraft. If you're not comfortable with the OSH AirVenture procedures, please consider flying into somewhere else than OSH and taking public transportation to OSH. The cheese stands alone. That would be a good t-shirt. with that tail number on it. Oh gosh. Okay, approaching transition starting point. Ensure lights are on within 50 miles of Osh. How far are we going to be? 59.6. And I think okay, so I was kind of planning on doing the 172 so that we could be outside. Oh, well, I was going to say be outside of the plane, and then I could like do the I could do the autopilot. But we probably shouldn't do that, should we? We could try. Remind me to do the 152, and then we can have Ducky in it, and then we can be directly at that 90 miles per hour, knots, 90 knots. Yeah, 90 knots. There it is. Otherwise, we can make the 172 do not. That could be interesting too. Some semi-slow flight. We'll see. We'll see. So yes, leave transponder on throughout the approach. Tune to the arrival ATIS 125.9 no later than 60 miles from the airport. Note arrival runways in use. Have notice arrival pages mentioned on the ATIS available, and then monitor Fisk approach. Not to be confused with tower 120.7. And then arrive at the transition starting point at 90 knots and 1,800 feet for aircraft. And we talked about that. Slower aircraft, maximum cruising speed, arrive earlier, faster aircraft be at 2,300 and 135 knots. And again, that's why it's so important to be at that altitude, at that speed, because then everybody is flying at the same thing. You're following each other, and it'll actually, I think it'll talk about it. Yeah, here it is. So, begin the procedure at the ATC designated transition starting point. So, one of these starting points, these little visual flags here. So again, if it's full, it's going to be way out here. Not as full, it'll be over here. Not as full, over there. Yeah, things like that. ATC will advertise it on the ATIS, so check our ATIS. However, real-time changes may be made on Fisk approach frequency. So be advised, but like listen to what actually is happening. Pick out an aircraft of similar type and speed to follow. Remain at least half a mile in trail. It's so close. Again, I recommend tomorrow morning, if you can, check in at Kosh. And watch how close and how many. It's nuts. And especially Saturday morning will be interesting as well, because the night show will be again on Saturday. So yeah, that one's probably going to be like bees swarming a hive. So yes, it's very close. It's very, got to be on the ball. Do not fly side by side unless you are a flight. Do not overtake another aircraft. Do not S-turn to follow another aircraft. Instead, break off the procedure and proceed to the starting point and follow another aircraft of similar speed. And that's like one of those things. So here it is. So yes, so that's one of those things, is like if you're catching up to the person you're following, you break off, you go back to whatever starting point you're supposed to be at, find a plane, pick out a plane in the air and follow it. It just seems nuts. Anyway, so yes. So this is what it kind of looks like. This is what we're trying to follow all along here, all visual. And then if you get here, get turned away, boom, you go all the way back to wherever you're supposed to, be. If holding is necessary, ATC will designate which transition starting point to return to. So listen to ATC. Green Lake, Puckaway Lake, and ATC will discontinue new aircraft when the hold becomes saturated. So I guess it doesn't hold all the way till Endeavor Bridge. You just might come to Endeavor Bridge and have to, like, as you get there, find an aircraft and follow. So, yeah, nuts. So we will. That's what we're going to follow. Not for navigation, though. Use your actual charts and stuff. So, Endeavor Bridge transition. Transition starts at the city of Endeavor, Wisconsin, and is used during extremely high volumes of traffic. Located over blah, 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 blah. Again, in actual usage, we we would fully go through all of this. But okay. So hang on. I'll just quick scan. This point to the southwest corner of Puckaway Lake, then the southwest corner of Green Lake, then Ripon, then Fisk via the railroad tracks. There are a few visual reference points on this transition between Endeavor and Puckaway Lake. A 95-degree track for 11 miles is a good reference. So we'll keep that in mind. This transition, so from Puckaway Lake, so we're just kind of going over what the one over the one up here. We're just going over the little pieces. So, southwest corner of Puckaway Lake, proceed from this point, keeping the shoreline of the lake to the left, then to Ripon, Fisk via the railroad tracks, maintaining appropriate in-trail spacing. Will improve the likelihood of continuing inbound on the procedure later. So do what you're supposed to do to begin with. Green Lake transition starts at the southwest corner of Green Lake. Proceed single file from the southwest corner of Green Lake to the city of Ripon, then Fisk, Wisconsin via the railroad tracks. Remain half-mile in trail of the aircraft you are following. Joop, 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 joop. Ripon to Fisk. If holding is not in process, proceed to the northeast corner of Ripon. Osh, 232 degrees, 15.5 DME. If we remember, we will check that. Proceed single file directly over the railroad tracks. From Ripon, northeast to Fisk. Remain at least half-mile in trail behind any aircraft you're following. Do not overtake another aircraft unless authorized. Do not S-turn. Instead, break off the procedure. And then that's one of those things where it's like, oh, if you've been holding forever and everything, that's one of those ADM moments where it's like, oh, I'm supposed to follow this, but what am I going to do? It better be this. So, yeah. Proceed to the starting point, follow another aircraft of similar speed. Pilots may reference Ripon, Fisk, VFR waypoints, must visually navigate directly over the railroad tracks from Ripon to Fisk. Lower your landing gear, if possible, prior to reaching Fisk. The small town of Pickett is about 4 miles from Fisk. Steam from the grain drying facility after this point. Okay, so small town of Pickett. Okay, we'll have to... Small town of Pickett. Okay, here's Pickett. After this point, listen very carefully for ATC instructions directed at your aircraft. Oh, and that's the other thing. They don't do tail numbers. All they do is... I'm trying to think. Okay, so they ask, or they're just looking from their tower and they're like, white high wing, rock your wings. And then you rock your wings and they're like, yeah, that's you. You do this. Nuts. So yeah, good rock. It's one of those things. At some point, I want to hear that. It's too scary. Maybe not. Thanks for going. Yes, absolutely. And again, hello, by the way. How's it going? It is. There's so much more to it. But since we're stimulated, we'll get in the air. But like, again, actually doing it, this is like, you do even more. You read all of the things, you study it, you know it. And then if everybody does that, clockwork. So yes, it is. It's so cool. It's so exciting. This is one of those like special sort of NOTAMs that you only get once a year. And maybe, I don't know, is it considered technically a NOTAM, or is it just like a note? It is, it's a notice, but yeah, anyway. So yeah. So yes. So now we have, so this is directly from Ripon. So this is coming up to Fisk. So from Ripon, then we're boop, 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 directly over the railroad tracks. They mentioned Pickett. Be listening as you're coming up to Fisk, because that is where, boom, we're coming either here for a landing there, or we're coming here for a landing either there or maybe on this one over here somewhere. I don't know, one of the two. So yes, railroad track transition, only when authorized, follow railroad tracks northeast from Fisk. Fisk Avenue transition. So that is follow east, west. Oh, yes. Okay. So you're only following these. I guess there are little arrows there that I could have looked at. So you only follow one of these when you're directed to by ATC, because that is where you're going to be coming in for a landing. So you're following for this one, follow this east-west road, due east from Fisk, and make sure you don't run into the microwave tower. So make sure that it's going to be on your right, it appears. And then arrival route, follow the railroad track northeast from Ripon to Fisk. And as we heard earlier, fly 1,800 feet at 90 knots or 2,300 feet at 135 knots. And this is how it's going to kind of look rather than just having the black and white little diagram things. Sorry. Somebody's squawking 7,700. I don't know what that is. I don't think I could get ATC with it. It's the NOTAM. Yes, exactly. You remember last year and hearing the controllers, coach encouraged the pilots to rock. Wait. Were you listening to live ATC or did you fly in? Did you fly in? But yes, I have. I've heard, I've listened a little bit and I've heard things. And it seems like they love their jobs. They're just like doing the thing and then good rock and sending them on. And yeah, so good. So good. They're like nuts. Top of their professions is what it is. Yeah, so overhead view. So I remember last year that had a little bit of trouble actually figuring out where the railroad tracks were. And I think it was partially because I was like looking at this road and then like not the railroad track. So we'll try to actually find that properly this year. Water tower there, some elevators there, and the railroad tracks are there. So that's what we want to be looking for. And again, so this is showing it's north. So flip it, and that's what it's going to look like there. Just kidding. Ripon is here. That's what we're doing right here. You can see my cursor. There it is. Yeah. Just listening. Okay. But yes, isn't it fun? Oh, so that's the other thing. Thank you for bringing that up. If you do tomorrow, is tomorrow Friday? Today's Thursday, right? Okay. Tomorrow's Friday. And or Saturday or whenever, if you're following along the traffic and track on Flight Radar 24, FlightAware, any of those type of things, also go on to liveatc.net, find Kosh Tower, and listen. And like, yeah, it is. It's nuts hearing it and seeing it, and yeah. And you get to hear the stuff that we're talking about, the pilots rocking the wings, and then you see, there's some videos where some of them will just kind of like rock a little bit, and then you'll have like the aerobatic aircraft that'll go full slice or whatever that is called. Yeah. So yes, it is. It's astonishing to like listen to and see how all that stuff works. And like, the pilots that go in, fly in, and the tower controllers that are just on top of everything. And it's amazing. Oh, so here it is at Fisk. Controllers will call your aircraft by color and type if it's known. No verbal responses are required. If you do not understand the ATC instructions or need clarification, request instructions on frequency. When you are in the immediate vicinity of Fisk, less than 2 miles, ATC will issue a runway assignment, transition to the airport, and appropriate tower frequency to monitor. So I guess it depends. If I haven't looked in a while, I assume that there's an approach as well as approach frequency as well as a tower frequency. So yeah, I don't know if you want to have simultaneous listening. Fun. Yes, definitely fun. Yes, tower frequency to monitor. Do not proceed beyond Fisk or change to tower frequency without ATC authorization. Bold. It is bold. Don't do that. Be good. Behave. Runway assignments for the airport will include either follow the railroad tracks northeast or reaching Fisk, turn right and follow east-west road at Fisk Avenue. So I think last year we did the Fisk Avenue one. Let's see what we think we would get. So our current METAR is 280 at 3. Oh gosh. So I assume we would be coming around. Can you see? Yeah. So just follow the TFR box. So we'd be coming around. From Fisk, we come up the railroad and come here, here for a right pattern into runway 27. I believe that is a 27. So we'll see. So yeah, so this is the one that we'll do the opposite one this time. So we're continuing. We're at Fisk. Continue. Go that way. And the airport, I believe, is somewhere over here. Railroad track transition. Continue following the railroad tracks northeast from Fisk to Oshkosh. And we'll ignore that one because that's the one, not the one we're going to do. Landing approach. A waiver has been issued reducing arrival and departure separation standards for category 1 and 2 aircraft. Should be prepared for a combination of maneuvers that may include a short approach with descending turns, followed by a touchdown. Followed by touchdown at a point specified by ATC, which may be almost halfway down the runway. There are colored dots. Big colored dots on the runway, and that is what you're aiming for, and that's what you gotta land on. Short field 2.0, 3,000 to the extreme. Yeah, yep. And we should be able to see. Oh, it's gonna be on here. It'll show. Pulled up the informational stream for 5 seconds and already heard us. Not informational, but yes. Hello, by the way, how's it going? We're talking Oshkosh. Very excited. So yes, it is. It's not your normal like putt in the downwind and you putt. No, you're like, yeah. I am a child. Use your words. And use extra caution to maintain safe airspeed throughout the approach to landing. Maintain 90 knots until entering the pattern. And arrivals and departures on separate ATC frequencies. Note that 2 separate ATC radio frequencies are used for each landing runway. Departures on one frequency, arrivals on a separate frequency. That's nice. I don't think I remember that. As a result, landing pilots may see aircraft departing from or crossing the landing runway, but not hear ATC communications with those aircraft. That is good to know. Flights of aircraft. Some pilots, large formation arrivals. Fisk VFR arrival will close prior to all scheduled airport closures. Holding, clearing holding patterns. We kind of talked about that. So yeah, so if there is a holding pattern, Rush Lake hold is there. Green Lake hold is a nice big rectangle. And we are doing, hang on. Fisk VFR arrival to Osh runway 9. We think we're doing 27. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're coming from Fisk here, following the railroad track. We're still at 1,800 feet MSL. And then we're going to, once we hit the 41, I guess, we're going to go directly east, past the gravel pit, turn downwind over, the gravel pit, and begin descent. And then we go into a right base, and we're going to land. Might as well do the white dot, right? or I don't know. What do you guys think? White dot, green dot, or orange dot? Which one do you want to make me do? Is playing golf tonight. Wait, what? Was there a golf term that I didn't understand? Is Fisk a thing? I'm sorry, I don't know golf things. What did I say? Gravel pit? So yeah, so right pattern. That'll be fun. Oh, see? EAA Aviation Museum. Nice. So it's there. It's so exciting. And then yeah, there was like I assume, yes, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure though. Pioneer Airport. That was where there was like the little helicopter rides, and there was like the little kids area and other things like that. And it was really cool. And then you take a bus. You can take a bus and it takes you to do not fly in shaded area. So yes, avoid all this when coming on this arrival and pattern approach thing. Yeah. Anyway. Turn base, prior to reaching the shoreline. Okay, good to know. Prior to reaching the shoreline, do not continue past shoreline unless advised by ATC. I assume because they also have seaplanes over in that-ish direction. Yeah, or maybe that also makes it too long of a pattern, potentially. If a go around is needed, notify ATC immediately for resequencing. So runway 27 landing distances, displace threshold 5,647, orange dot 4,600, green dot 3,100. Oh, so apparently they don't use the white dot. But I guess we could. Oh, the engine put 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 sound effect. Got it. Yeah, that was just kind of a what is it? A natural vocal occurrence, and I didn't even note it. After landing, when speed permits, aircraft under 6,250 pounds are required to exit runway 27 to the left or right as directed onto the sod. Do not turn back onto the runway. So we're just gonna grass tack. We're gonna grass taxi, guys! We are authorized to grass taxi. I'm so excited. I get to be... we get to be legal today. Be alert and use caution. Oops. For hazards marked with cones and or flags after exiting a runway, you must put a parking, camping sign in windshield and follow EAA flag person directions. Maintain a safe airspeed and avoid low turns on landing approach. So we have 18 right and 18 left. We're not going to be going on those. We're not going to... Oh, sorry. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, yep. Canadian pilots, no radio arrivals, VFR departure, IFR departure, VFR departure. Notes. Okay. So we have the white dot. Yeah. So, okay, hang on. I forget. Are we aiming for the dot or landing on the dot? I assume we're landing on the dot. Oops, hang on, sorry. Woo! Oy, oy, oy. What does it say? Oh gosh, British voice. You want me to do the British voice while I'm going over this? Landing on the dot. Hello, how's it going? Good to see you, and thank you. Okay, sounds good. So we're aiming before the dot. That is something that we want to make sure that we clarify. Oh, sorry. I didn't turn the timer on. So British, the British voice. All right. And for anyone who doesn't know, yes, I do the voices. No, I don't do them very well. It's just fun. For 1 minute, you get 1 minute of the British voice as we continue going over this NOTAM that we were talking about. So we're going to land on, are we landing on the white dot? What do you think? Do you think I could do that short of an approach? Maybe we'll see how much. Yeah, I think might as well. It's a simulator, right? What timer? This timer that yes, is going to go at some point. But yes, we are going to ignore all of these, continuing on, and that might be all. We're not going to depart because AirVenture is still going and we want to keep the party going. So yes, so we will land on the white dot. We will do a short approach, so maybe we'll aim for about here. Do very, very nose high, very slow, full flaps, and land right on that white dot. Maximum simulated braking, simulated braking, and then drive directly off into the grass. Haha, there. There is our 1 minute timer of the British voice. I hope it wasn't too grating on your ears. 1 minute stingy, that's what it always is. And now I'm not going to be able to get out of the voice. So there, you get more than 1 minute. Where do you submit requests for the book readings? I should have like a little request box. Remind me to do that once I have time to start reading things again. How does that sound? I do. I want to be done with certain things by like this fall. And then at that point, I'm hoping to have more time to do all the other stuff, like the games and the reading and all that. So we will see. Sounds lovely. Oh, thank you. But yes, what would you request? I haven't been able to read anything except friggin' textbooks and test prep stuff for so frigging long, and it is exhausting as this sort of a theatrical, book nerdy, like literature nerdy person. Alas, we do what we must. Anywho, all movement on other than paved runways is at pilot's own risk. I love that. Use extra caution when operating in non-movement areas. Be alert for taxiing aircraft in all areas and apparently taking off aircraft in all areas. Aircraft landing during peak saturation periods may be asked to depart if insufficient parking spaces are available. All aircraft parked on grass must be tied down securely. All aircraft parked on paved surfaces must be chalked. All the other things. Oh, so engine operation and taxiing are prohibited when the airport is closed. During air shows and overnight, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Central. That makes sense. Student pilot training and student solos are not permitted at Osh during the AirVenture period. Good to know. Safety alert, call 911 for emergencies. So we have our ultralight runway here. So I was just gonna think, okay, so movement areas, typically when there are markings are designated by our hold short, shortened hold short lines. So our thick line, our solid line, and then our dashed line, and we don't cross this line until we have clearance. We can cross this line, and then we're in the non-movement area. This is a movement area. Maybe that made sense, maybe it didn't. So I was like, if we're taxiing out onto the grass, then how are we supposed to know what's the movement area or what is the movement area, non-movement area? There it is, except that still doesn't have the grass on there, but movement areas and non-movement areas. So good to know. Good to know. Yeah. So yeah, ATC controlled versus not controlled by ATC. Oh, okay. So the taxiways are not controlled by ATC. I assume then that's going to be the flag person. That's what they set up here. Flag person. Follow the flag person. We love our flag people. Where was it? There it is. Bah, there. After exiting the runway, so once you get into that non-movement area, you're no longer listening to ATC. You're listening to flag person. Flag person forever. Put your parking camping sign in the windshield and follow the EAA flag person directions. Excellent. So there we go. I think that's it. We are not a turbine or a warbird. We're not doing the seaplane base, but the seaplane base is also excellent. If you go, also check on that seaplane base. It's freaking amazing. Transient helicopter. I'm learning a little bit about helicopters in my studies, and it's also very, very interesting. Ignoring. I think that's it. Should we get in the plane? Woo! So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Any questions, thoughts, questions, comments, concerns? That's what I say to all my students. But you're not students. Sorry, that was... okay. I was just noting that I say that to my students, and I was just like, hey, yeah, that sort of a thing. But you're not students. This is not instruction. All those things. Ooh, add a book reading request, channel point redemption. I go. Okay, well, and it depends. Because I was going to say, or it could be one of those things like, for a certain channel points, you could like have me say something in a certain accent, but with limitations. Yes. You sent on Discord. Okay, sounds good. Cool. And just when we get to that point, just remind me again, okay? Cause it is like I'm so like locked into my stuff right now that I literally don't know what day it is at any point. Pretty much, I always have to be like double checking, and yes. So just remind me. There, I'll just put that. I'll put that in. No, I didn't say that. Okay, it was just a cute thing that like I said. I was just noting that I also say that to my students, of which you are not admitting it, not no, not instruction. Pin that. Oh, that you're talking to me. Yes, pinning. There. I pinned it. Not instruction. Haha, it is pinned. Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take off from oh, actually, hang on. We can do this, can't we? The penv! We can do the penv. The pulk. That's Puckaway Lake. To the Pugrin. To Ripon. The Prip. The Ps. The Ps. Again, so it is. I don't know how late it is for all of you people, but it is quite late for me. So apologies. So we're going to take off from Baraboo. And since we're taking off from Baraboo, I think we will go in the 172 just so that it's a little bit faster. I mean, it does only say it's going to take 30 minutes. But it always takes me for frickin' ever to get in the plane, so we'll see. We'll see what time it is by the time we get in the plane. How's that sound? Oh my god, is that a giggling Squirtle? Oh, well, or just a turtle. Just a turtle is good as well. You know, I bet Ducky would be friends with the turtle. They would get along because they're both aquatic. Even though Ducky is on a dashboard. Instead of a surfboard, he has chosen the dashboard life. Such prime commentary at this time. I'm sorry. So, yes, I'm a professional. Such a professional. Oh, look, it's Little Nav Map. This is where we were last time, I believe. So we did. So, okay, last time we went from Boscobel. Oh my God. Yeah, we did lots of holds because, yeah, lots of story times. And then we went up to Baraboo. Look at Wisconsin Dells, Baraboo. So we're going to take off from Baraboo again. Or, you know what? We will do the next door neighbor. We will do the next door neighbor so that we don't, yeah, get onto the track. There, I have decided. Even though I do like saying Cadill. There, so we are going to take off. Why doesn't it? Oh, there's no weather. Okay, so we'll check Baraboo. Baraboo. 0 degrees, 0 knots. So we're going to take off this northerly runway and go directly up this road, get to Endeavor Bridge, at which point we will go directly 95 degrees that way to our Puckaway Lake, around the lakes to that lake to Green Lake, around that lake to Ripon, then follow our railroad track once we find it to Fisk, continue following the railroad track, go over the gravel pit to make a nice downwind base, and final to the white dot. We shall see. Yes. Oh. Low flying aircraft. draft. I was finally able to read it. Yes, excellent. 11 p.m. Hello from Idaho. Hello to Idaho. ASL. Oh my God. That's been a while. Oh no. Nope. 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 I see nothing. I see nothing. Aiming for the dot or before the dot? Before the dot. Before the dot. Aiming to land on the dot. But yes, I will say that's something that, how do I, hang on. So I got all that up so I can actually start the sim. There we go. Starting the sim. Yeah, something like that I like to distinguish with my IRL, my students. See, this is the thing. So I'm saying my students, I'm not saying my IRL students, because that would indicate, yeah, if I say IRL students, that would indicate the existence of non-IRL students, and there is no non-IRL students, and therefore I only have students, which are therefore not you guys. See? So because I didn't distinguish it, right? That means that you are not my students. There. Ha. Ha. Where's okay. So, I have story times as per usual. We'll try to blast through them. How about that? When did last we speak? I don't remember. There. How do I figure that? Ooh, that's probably something I should have done. I haven't cleaned off my computer in a little while. I hope I have enough space for this. Really? Okay. Oops. Oh, and the stream might go a little bit blah, 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 technical term, while the sim is kind of like loading, but once it kind of catches up with itself, it will be better, I promise. And then especially like loading into, ooh, that'll be a thing too. Loading into the airport will potentially be a little, yeah, tricky-ish. So yes. All right. Slog book. July 10th apparently was when last we spoke. Let's see, how much do we have? What is that? Let me see what that was. Let me go like this. Let me go like this. I gotta cross-reference everything because I don't know anymore. There. Okay, so that. There. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Okay. That's where it was. All right. So we talked about all that. Oh, that's what. Okay, so first story time is not actually a flying story time. Okay, so since we did the where's the J? With the pants. Louise. There. Since we did the oh shoot. Did I have to hang on? Must have. Wait. Oh, I don't need to put my tail number. Since we shortened our flight by doing the neighbor of Baraboo, we will do the 152. A rather convoluted explanation. Could have tried that. No. It is not convoluted. I just don't have the brain power to properly make it. Okay. How is MSFS 25? You uninstalled MSFS 20, but been thinking of bringing it back. You missed doing your group flights, but you don't know. If you're asking me, I am still on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's been a bit. Last I heard, it was still having some issues, and I don't have the brain power, and such to. Oh God, why? Why are we started? Sorry, that was unnecessary. I was scooching. But yes, I don't know how is it? And yes, got the inside scoop on the 2025 version. Yes. I have not tried it yet. So what have I done? Hang on. Okay. Oh, so I need to do my track thing. Some issues, okay. So it's still, like I said, I missed streaming last week. So I feel so out of the loop, and just I'm just generally out of the loop. What is the deal here? So we cut that. Why is all of this stuff on that I don't want on? I should probably look back the last time we flew this. Did I? Did I crash the last time we flew this? I forgot we have the iPad. Yay. What am I doing? Hang on. We're gonna do this during the daytime because we're not allowed to fly this late. Let's do a bright morning arrival. Not too early though. Oh my God, why? Why are you wiggling? Shh. Sorry. And we will arrive. Oh God, actually. I guess we'll go like, oh God, hang on. Actually we should probably go like here. Yeah, because it's gonna take a little bit. It's not gonna take, no, we're, yeah, focused. Instruments. Stop. We have autopilot. Since when do we have autopilot in this thing? Oh my gosh. Wait, have I not, oh my God, did it get updated and I forgot and we haven't flown it since then? Okay, okay. Or did we just never use the autopilot? I'm so confused, help. Oh God, what did I say? I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything that ladies can't say, because I'm a lady. At least it wasn't an air start. Yes, exactly. Rudder dance. Kind of want to try the autopilot. So we're going to leave that on. GTN 750. We do need our DME. We could probably take off the ADF so it's not there. We do need our transponder on. And show that way. We'll do the clock. Maintenance. Battery, 3.8 quarts. We're going to add a little bit of oil. There we go. 94% engine health. We're going to Oshkosh. We're going to have 100%. Settings. State saving realism. Show pilot. Show co-pilot. Might as well. Huh. Whoa! Sorry. Oh yeah, I guess I am in that seat. There. Sup? That is an impressive stash. But it also almost looks like it's part of his lip, which is concerning me slightly. Okay, well, now I got, okay, so you know what? You're gonna move for a second, so excuse me. exterior. So our engine cover's off, left chocks are off, right chocks are off, pitot we'll find out, I guess. Trim tab is 0 centered, question mark? Okay. Cold and dark. There we go. All right, that's a much better, yeah, yep, okay. We will fuel up, since we're thinking about it. Ooh, it was like slightly off, which is kind of interesting. So we must have flown it before, right? I hope I didn't need any more of that. Should probably look at that. Which mod is this? Well, I'm happy that you ask. Where is my freaking iPad? Let me try to remember how to do this. Shoot, hang on. Oh, it did work. I thought it wouldn't work with the capitalization. The WB Sim JP Logistics 152. It is most excellent and amazing. And it has Ducky. Look at Ducky! He's our stall horn and our turn coordinator and our friend. All the good things. Yeah, I think we're good. Look at a little ducky. There's a little ducky. Okay. All right. So back to business. Okay. Oh my God. Were those eyes or is that a mouth? Oh my God. Okay. We're going to do it from about here. So let's do our oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So they are eyes. I thought I had mouths for eyes. Okay. All right. Moving on. Sorry. Okay. I guess you know what? We're going to not show them for now. Oops. Okay. There we go. Whew. All right. Alpha, our electronics. Stowing the iPad. Electronics. Oh my God, I haven't done this in a while. Panel. Veto. Oops. Boop, 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 boop. Boom, boom, boom. Flaps! We go outside the plane. So, our lights. Grasp the pitot tube. Feel that heat. And turn it off. Leave our beacon on. Fuel gauges are true. Our liquids, we checked our oil. The quantity is good, the quality is good. We strain a little bit of fuel from each wing as well as from wherever else it has it. Belly drain, near the oil buddy drain, cockpit drain, wherever it is. And then we visually check our fuel quantity as well and lock those caps on nice and tight. Our liquids are good. Then we do our flow. Static port, fuel vent, or static port, vent, pitot tube drain, hole, stall, horn, fuel vent, leading edge of the wing. Give that wing a wiggle, make sure it's attached to the fuselage. Lift that, aileron, check under there, 4 bolts, wiggle the rod, 4 bolts. Give our flap a little wiggle. Make sure there's a little bit of movement, connection, wiggle the rod, connection. Check that tire, look for any hydraulic leakage. Antennas, fuel caps, baggage door if there is one. Elevator, looks good, connections, rudder dance. And a little wiggle up and down. Make sure it's attached to that vertical stabilizer. Same thing on the other side, our elevator, as well as our trim tab. Take a look-see at that. And then we continue, and Chicken can do the other half. Does the other half. Good job, Chicken. You're amazing. Yes, you are. Where is the plane? You lost the plane, Chicken. Oil, we double check it, make sure it's nice and tight, make sure the door is closed. And then leading, trailing edge of the propeller, both sides. Visually check it, physically check it for any significant nicks or cracks. Alternator belt, give that a little tug. make sure that's tight. If there is an alternator belt, exhaust port, give it a little wiggle, make sure it doesn't fall off in your hand. Air intake, make sure that's clear. Shimmy damper, make sure that has little to no movement. Check this little elbow here for oil, because that can be a first sign of an oil leakage. And then check that tire as well. And then we would verify our checklist, because we're good pilots. And then we look. Does it look like a plane? Looks like a plane. Shoop, 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 shoop. Then before we get in the plane, we would do a final walk around, which consists of checking to make sure that we don't have any chocks, ties, tow bar, left anything on any of these surfaces, because I enjoy using airplanes as tables. Make sure we have movement on our controls. Our fuel caps are nice and tight. And it's all good. Yay. Ah, what? Hello. Sorry. Hi, Ducky. Yes. Yes, Ducky says hello as well. I was hoping that would be a lot faster and more dramatic. Stares into your soul. Okay, however I say that, it's not gonna sound right, but I am a lady and I do grasp the pitot too, because I must check the pitot heat. It is part of our pre-flight. Wiggles the chair vigorously. What? Oh, because I'm yawning? I'm sorry. We will be wiggling our chair vigorously soon here, because we must check our seat track to make sure this Cessna track is still within its airworthiness directive. Maintenance jokes. Okay. Electronics, liquids, flow, interior, seat trip. Wait, no, it's not there yet. Sorry, hang on, passenger brief. Wait. No. Fuel on. Fuel is on. Trim for... What is this? What? Oh my god! We actually had to check our fuel valve. What? Right? I'm so freaking confused. On, off, right? I guess we'll find out. Okay. So this is why we do our checklists, kids. So fuel is on. Trim for takeoff. Circuit breakers. Oh, our beacon and pitot circuit breaker was... See, and this is why we do our checklists, kids. Sorry, circuit breakers. If we lose power on the road... Wait, sorry, no, not that one yet. Sterile cockpit, no talking during takeoff and landing. Seatbelts on at all times. Exits out the doors to left and right. For now, make sure they're shut and locked. But we're gonna have to... Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot we can unlock the window. Okay, sorry. I've been in the 172 for too long. I've forgotten all the lovely little details that we can utilize here. If we lose power on the rollout, we'll stop at the runway. If it's after takeoff below 1,000 feet, we'll land straight ahead. If it's above 1,000 feet, we'll consider making a turn back to the runway. I have just had a brilliant idea. Can we... Ooh, hang on. No, shoot. Do you think... Hang on. I have to check something. Okay. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try putting the waypoints in and see if that works to our autopilot. If I can figure out how to use this one, we'll see what happens. Okay, so lose power on the rollout. If I didn't do that whole thing, if we lose power on the rollout, we'll stop on the runway. If it's after takeoff below 1,000 feet, we'll land straight ahead. If it's above 1,000 feet, we'll consider making a turn back to the runway. Wind was calm, plus we have crossing runways, so definitely could be an option. Yeah, but we also have a big, nice road right out in front of us. So we'll see. Seat track back and lock, chicken. There. the vigorous chair shaking has been done. There's another word for that, but I can't think of what it is. Okay. Avionics are off. Autopilot is off. Carb heat is off. Beacon goes on. Prime it. We're not going to prime it. Brakes are set. Mixture's full rich. Throttle slight. Clear left. Clear right. Clear ahead. Clear back. Clear prop! I promise I shout normally in an actual plane. So... You know how I do that clearing thing, right? And I do that especially because my home airport has airport dogs. So I've always done that because, you know, you don't want to all of a sudden blast a dog away, right? I have a story. It is not on takeoff, or not on takeoff, not on startup. It is post-flight. And still... during taxi, but we'll get back to that. Teaser. We cleared the prop. We have our throttle in, so we're holding that and woo! All right. We do our flow. So we check fuel, turn, coordinator, airspeed, looks at all the stuff. Can I like, hang on. Right there. It's right there. Good. Excellent. Clock's there. Altimeter will set. So we'll, might as well get our weather now then, I guess. Coleman. Oh. Weather bee. Weaselby. Might as well go through all. There it is. Cadill. The 25th at 0535 Zulu does math. Yeah, that is most up to date. Automated, 0 degrees at 0 knots, 10 statute miles, clear of clouds, 21 degrees Celsius, 24 dew point. Altimeter, 3003, remarks AO2 differentiates precipitation, and 21.0 for our temperature, 19.8 for our dew point. 3003. Oops. Make sure that is correct. 825 for our elevation. It's a little high. But that is over at what's it? So message, no departure airport, no arrival, because I haven't put it in there yet. Jeez. Oh, so now that went down a little bit. So it's about, oh, no, it didn't. I was reading it wrong. So 25, it's about 25 off. Huh. All right, that's good to know. Ooh, so that's, ooh, okay, so I didn't think about that. So it does, it requires you to be at like 1,800 feet. No, not like at 1,800 feet, at 1,800 feet. What if somebody doesn't got their freaking things set right? Like, maybe we won't. Flight plan. Just kidding, we're not gonna do that yet. Did that, got that. Green, that's coming up. P2 heat, don't need that nav lights, don't need our strobe yet. We'll leave our taxi for now. We'll bring that mixture out. Our flaps can come up. That looks good. Cabin, ooh. Oh, cabin air, nice. Okay, that, our RPM, that thing, and that thing. Good. Our am meter. Looks good. Okay. Listen to our weather. We did all those things. All right, let's put our flight plan in. Set origin. C47. I just want to point out, this is so much better than the G1000s because you can click things. Gosh. Enter. Here, insert before. Oh my gosh, ForeFlight has the route on it. The pin. Oh, this is gonna be nice. I am so excited. We're not gonna have to do nothing. The polka. Oh my god. $96 degrees, that's what it said. Well, 95, but same thing. Insert after. It's even, oh my god, it even has like the little turnings and stuff. Sorry, I wish I could show you guys, but I can't. It's got like the hold, green lake hold, left turns only. Oh, that's so freaking cool. Oh my god. We are not gonna have to fly this plane until landing. I'm just kidding. After Fisk, there's no waypoint, I don't think. Insert after. And I guess I'm not entirely sure how to use this. Prep? V prep. Vip Fizz is our final one. Vip, oops, Vip. Vip Fizz. So yeah, I bet having the autopilot would probably be nice for this approach. But again, must. It has the gravel pit. Oh, that's not where I want to go. So ForeFlight has the gravel pit. I don't think it will have the gravel pit in here. So let us look at our map. Oh my gosh. Okay, how do I zoom out on this thing? In and out. That's probably. Look at you guys. That's exactly what we're. Oh my, I'm so happy. Aren't you all happy? I am happy. You can splice in me sick. No, 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 no. No, not allowed. How dare I think about plastic? No, I have to think about that to make sure I don't do that, because all of a sudden you're looking like, oh yeah, clear prop. Dogs don't understand that. Well, I mean, the airport dogs probably do. So that's the thing is Have not had incidents with the dogs that are used to the airport. But yes, yeah. So the airport dogs know, but I just want to make sure, like, that's what I think about whenever I'm like, okay, I'm clearing. I'm very careful about that because you never know if all of a sudden little puppers is gonna be coming at you. You want to make sure they don't. Yeah. So that's what we do. We think about those things and prevent them. Okay. I am so excited. Okay, so we have that. Let's no. How do I turn the autopilot on? No. I was so excited to use it. I don't know. Oh, wait. What's that? No. I don't know how to turn it on. Help. No. Work. Is there a button I'm missing? So this one, yeah, you turn that on. This one, you gotta turn that on. Gosh darn it. I was so excited. That was gonna be easy. The joys of the sim just friggin' works. What do you mean? What do you mean? Don't I press autopilot? I thought I did. Hello, by the way, how's it going? I thought I did. Hang on. Press and hold. Oh, sim just friggin' work. Yes. That, exactly. I'm sure it's something that I'm doing or not doing. I'm very sad. Dang it. Sorry. Unnecessary. I need the DME 116.75. Yeah. We'll go with that. I'm just clicking stuff now. Okay. So sad. You don't think the DME button is on the seat? But what? I'm sorry, I do not like this view. Is this not what you came to see? Are you not entertained? It was a... Sorry. We figured... It was a circuit breaker, but it was over here. That sneaky, sneaky little thing that... hectopascals! Sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm screaming directly into the... I'm sorry. Just taking the opportunity to make fun of my track IR. What? This beautiful, beautiful track IR that just allows me to look at everything and anything, including the back of my seat. So versatile. Okay. So, we want nav mode. Okay, what is that? Oh, I have to set it first. Okay, hang on. I don't know what the hectopascals are. Hang on. Shoot. Okay. 3003 in hectopascals. $10.17. No. Hang on. There. Okay, am I supposed to put my elevation here or where I want to go? I guess we're gonna find out. You may be mistaken, but you think they're... Yeah, they are a unit of measurement, but I only know the inches of mercury. 25. Okay, nav mode, armed. I don't want to do heading, but I guess I could set a heading. We're gonna go straight northish. There we go. Okay. Okay. Approach, don't need back course mode, no altitude hold mode. So I'm going to assume no, nav is okay. Nav is armed. There we go. I want heading on standby. Oh my god, that's so exciting. Okay, so if I go baro setting and then back to baro altitude arm. Okay, sure. Our nav is armed, our altitude is armed. And we'll see what happens, I guess. Okay. Okay. Why is VLOC on and how do I turn it off? Ah, there it is. There we go. That's why. Okay. Nav mode once again. Arm. Nope. Okay. Autopilot. For the love of God. Nav mode. Heading mode. No, nav mode. Altitude. Arm. Oh, so maybe... Oh, shoot, it doesn't attach to the thingy. Shoot. Oh, well. It was there for a second. Oh, well. We'll see what happens. Altitude. Arm. Okay, at least that will be nice. Hold our altitude. Okay, I think we're good. We'll see what happens. That's good. Our altitude. We'll just see what happens about that too. Okay. Good there. Good there. Let's check out what our thing looks like. We will taxi a smidge. Getting all kinds of fancy tonight. Yes, we are. I'm very excited. I mean, apart from the fact that the fancy is only halfway. I appear to have the parking brake on. I never set the parking brake. I'm not used to having the parking brake set. Don't laugh at me. Oh, hang on. I'm just kidding. Laugh all you want. Okay. What am I doing? This thing. I need to know where I'm going and where I am. Oop, not clipping wings, not clipping wings. Why are there cars in this area? Why is there a building in this? Hang on, I have to go that way. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. There's planes in the way. Tends to happen at an airport. But I can still complain. Complain! Oh my gosh. There's gotta be a joke. A really good joke. Noom, noom, noom. Oh, oh, oh! Okay, we're right here. Oh god. Okay, hang on. There's our hold short line. See, see? So it's a double solid, double dashed. That's our hold short line. That is our... You're about to enter the freaking runway area, so don't, unless you can. Then... Oh no, what did I say? I mean, I didn't say anything. Whatever you have there does not exist. Probably. Oh no, sorry, hang on. There we go. The part... Hey, hey. I know how aircraft work. Sometimes. Okay, run up. Fuel is on. Okay, so this is on. Fuel is on. Trim for takeoff. Flight controls are free and correct. Free and correct. Oh, wow. It was armed. What were you? Oh, my God. Okay, whatever. Free and correct. We'll fix that in the air, I guess. Correct. And then we do our stuff. Oh, I guess I could have taken my... Yeah, we'll take our taxi light off for now. Oh, that's good. All of that stuff still looks good. Good, good, good. Okay. Extra fuel rich. 1700. Carb heat. Got that drop and back. Watch that drop and back. Watch that drop on our RPM and back. So our green. Fuel quantity is still good. Ammeter's good. And our suction over there is good. Idle check. Whee! Okay, there we go. So yeah, if we could at least, like, if the autopilot could maintain our altitude, that would be cool at least. We'll see what happens. And you know what? Maybe I'm not doing it correctly. That's always a potential. So, all right. Actually, we'll go like that. We scan, we scan. We're gonna do a quick 360, scanning the area for traffic. Scanning, and we're scanning. Look at Ducky, he's so ready to go. All right. We are for flight, thank you. All right, so ammeter, flaps, mixture, throttle, carb, heat, light, green, green, fuel, instruments, primers in and locked, trim, and fuel. Portage traffic. Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1 departing 36 straight out. Portage. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Whatever. Sure, why not? We well, we look that way first, and then we took a little look-see this way. Okay, we're good. Oh god, throwback to one night when I was struggling with end of stream delirium. Which one? Would you? Wait. No, we're good. Those are stripes. We are runway 36. There it is. Airspeed's alive. Why do I feel so freaking close? Engine instruments are in the green. The wind socks are going the other way, but that's okay. They are calm. Calm. So maybe it'll take over once I actually get to 1,800 feet. But why can't I arm my heading? Do I have to like double press? PT, what does that mean? Point! Pitch. Down? Was that? I don't know what it means. Oh, and our speed. We gotta hold our speed. But we'll go fast until then. Why is it beeping at me? Well, yeah, you're not doing what I told you to do. I want to set my course to 004. I want my heading. Heading. No, I don't want to pitch down. Oh. Oh. Well, now I want to pitch down, but I don't want to pitch down that freaking much. I don't know. I don't know how this autopilot works. Clearly. So, we'll just fly along. Although I should probably get to the actual altitude that we're supposed to be going. Well, I'll slow down. We'll end up descending, and then, yeah. All right. Whee! Let's go that way and follow the road. Why is it beeping at me? Sorry, hang on. Well, okay, so... So it is holding my heading, I think. And we are descending. So we're doing something right. We're getting there. So can I put this back to here? I want it there, but I want that there. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. There, right there. Hold us at 1800. No, now you're descending. What are you doing? There you go. Go up. One more. No, no. There. No. Okay. Ah! Sorry, we're not quite there yet, but we will need to switch our heading in a little bit. We're gonna have to roll it really fast. 95. Oh, and you know what? No. So 96 will be our next heading. Oh, we need to slow down. That's actually pretty good. Look at. There's Endeavor Bridge. We got to our point. We're a little bit south of our course. We need to go faster, just a smidgen, to our 90 knots. And we're right at that 1,800 feet. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. But we could go a little bit better on the heading. So let's do a nice 10-degree intercept heading. We'll get back on our course. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Well, while we're getting back on our course, oh my god, look at oh, I like having a little lake in the background. We're gonna make it. So yes, so we're getting there. We're going slightly that direction. It mentioned in the thing, in the NOTAM, that we wouldn't have, oh, did I put the, yes I did, okay. It wouldn't have very many visual waypoints on this part. So that's why it did the heading. So we're, yeah, just following ye old ForeFlight. So yes, so the first story-ish time that I have, again, not flying related. Oh shoot, what did I do? There. Did first introduction to one of the small ones of The Lord of the Rings. And it was awesome. I hadn't watched it in a while. And it was really nice to be able to share that with some new blood. And it was fun. I made lembas bread, and that was tasty. It ended up being like a sort of lemonish cookie with like rosemary in it, which was different. Oh, rosemary! I like that. And I'm a huge fan of lemon cookie things, so that was pleasantly surprising for me. But I need to bake it a little bit more next time. It was very cookie and not very bread-y. It could have been a little bit more shortbread texture-y. So anyway, so yeah, so that was awesome. I really enjoyed doing that. Now I gotta figure out how to do this because I do gotta watch my track. We're gonna be coming up on Puckaway Lake here in a little bit, so we're gonna want 81 degrees for our next heading. So once we get to Puckaway Lake, we will pop that heading in. All right, yes, so then next, I was able to get my first class medical. That was an experience. I had to go to a different AME because my usual AME doesn't do first class. So that was, yeah, it was fine though. There were a couple different things, like stare at this button and I'm gonna move this stick with a pin on it until the pin disappears for the peripheral stuff. And then like stare at this, so like the eye chart, but then puts a light on and sticks a plastic thing on, like, over the eye, a see-through plastic thing over the eye, and the light will go like this way or be over here or over here, and I have to say where, and that was different. But yeah, that was fun. And then the other CFI had a student who had to finish up his check ride, but he was gone, so I was kind of helping him get that scheduled and figured out, and he did. He went. I was kind of watching, and I was a little bit concerned, but it is. It's one thing to be watching it, and it's another to be like, yeah, you always, you kind of think the worst, especially with like students that you don't know, because you don't know whether they're like what sort of decision making that they have. But it did. It turned out fine. He passed, and yeah, we are one pilot richer in the world. Oh, and actually, we have to follow the lake a little bit more than what I was about to do. So we'll just keep going this way, actually. According to Ye Olde Foreflight, we're gonna go around the lake. So going directly from the waypoint to the waypoint does take us slightly over the lake, which is not what you're supposed to do. So we will not do that. We'll do what we're supposed to do. And then, okay, so added another student. Congrats, thank you. I'm happy about that. That's nice to kind of get out of the way and be like, okay, yes, I didn't come all this way to be, shut down there. So yeah, so I'm good for another year. That's good. And so my AME did, he asked, he's like, oh, so after the first class, what does it revert to? And I wasn't thinking, I was so nervous and everything, and I was like, second class, and he's like, third class, and I was like, I knew that. Oh, yeah. And then there was another part where like the assistant, she did a couple of the things. Well, and okay. Those scales are incorrect. I just want to say, I promise, but it is what it is, I guess. But no, so the assistant did another, like a sort of hearing one, and it's like, oh, stays in this room, tells me to go to this other room, and asks some questions, and yes, I can actually hear what's happening. And she asks my age, and I like hesitate, because I'm like, how old am I? But I remembered in time, so that's good. So yeah, so that was that. And then I was supposed to pick up another student over at home airport. And on the day we decided we were going to, we had to cancel for weather. And what it was, so it was this guy at home airport. I was over there with a different student, and he either had his, oop, okay, hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that we do a proper heading here. Following the foreflight, following the foreflight, wherever it may go. There, that should be good. We'll go like that. That looks good. Maybe a little bit much. Child. All right, we're gonna go outside the plane for a bit. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful it is. Aww. I do, it's like I want to get close up on the plane, but then it's like we don't get the lake in there. And I am gonna have to bring it back just a little bit, I think. Oop, this way. So yeah, so it was a guy, and he was chatting with the owner and maybe getting his plane worked on, and then he wanted to talk to me, and I was like, cool, and he's like, do you want another student? And I was like, sure. And the situation is it's his son who was supposed to work on getting his private, but I can't remember if it just took, I don't know. So, part of it was he was teaching him. He's also a CFI, but their schedules weren't matching up, but he's gonna be going into the Army after school. So coming up here, so they're not gonna do like the medical or anything. They just want to get him to the point of like landing on his own, like me not doing anything, touching anything, saying anything, whatever. So like pseudo solo, I guess. So pre-solo solo. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And yeah, so that was we were supposed to start doing that. Weren't able to because weather. And then was gonna continue with my instrument student over at home airport, and couldn't do that either because weather. Oh wait, just kidding. No, we did. The weather cleared up. So now I have to, oh, other way. Let's check our next, 66 is our next thing. So we'll just leave it there, actually. Coming over our next waypoint. Our Green Lake waypoint is gonna be right about here, I think. Excellent. So yeah, whatever that was. We worked on unpublished holds again. Or again. No, not again. Hang on. Where were we at? No, we worked on unpublished holds. Because he said that he had wanted to do that some more because he had worked with the CFI on those. Again, he's not a... So the CFI he was working with over at home airport did his private, but he doesn't have his double I yet. Not sure whether he's actually going to get it or not now because he hit his 1,500 hours and he's like sending stuff out. But he said he was going to. But they were working together, but then student got to a point where he needed actual double I stuff. So here we go. So yeah, so we worked on unpublished holds. And doing that, we did it from a DME fix to make it tricky. I was gonna start him out doing it over a VOR, but yeah, it was within some airspace and we couldn't get over the top of it, so we decided to just throw him to the wolves, and he did. He got there. So yeah, so that was good. Then had a student over at Work Airport who is an instrument student of the other CFI there. Again, that CFI was gone, so that student wanted to fly some more, or he didn't want to miss a whole week. So he asked me if I'd be able to, and I was like, yep, let's go. So we went, and I had to kind of get like a sense of like what should we work on, sort of a thing. And he said he just kind of restarted his training. He's been kind of working on it for the past couple years, but life gets in the way. So they had just kind of started doing approaches at our airport and another airport, so that's what we were gonna kind of do. But when we got there, I was talking to him, and he didn't have quite enough cross-country time. So, and it was like the weather was just perfect, where there was a little bit of cloud, like it was little puffs right at an altitude. So it was perfect for getting that block altitude and getting some actual. So we flew down below or above the clouds, one of the two, because there was enough space there. We flew down first just to kind of see where he was at, and then we filed back and got him a little bit of actual, and that was really cool to see, and he seemed to enjoy it. And when we got into the procedure turn coming back into Work Airport, there was some traffic we had to maneuver around, but it all worked out, and they were really cool and everything, so that was good. Okay, excellent. That was that. And then I was supposed to have a lesson with my newest private student over at Work Airport, but she had to cancel for sickness reasons. I was like, okay. Finished up GPS updates. I had one more aircraft to do over at Work Airport. Was able to finish that up, thankfully. And then started? Hang on, let me look. What is that? What? Oh. So I don't know if I mentioned... I don't know. Okay, so... So this private student at home airport... Well, okay, so she was a private student. She'd had various CFIs because of different things in whatever at different airports, and I've been working on it, and there was just her timeline for wanting to get it done at the time. So this was back last summer when I had kind of I was still getting my feet wet with instructing. She wanted to like get it done, get it cranked out during a certain time frame, and I wasn't quite comfortable seeing how she did things, what she did with signing her off. And again, I wasn't sure if it was me being too picky or not, but eventually she was able to like get it done elsewhere with somebody else, whatever. So now, and she's got her own plane at home airport, and so now we started working on instrument stuff. Her plane is not instrument equipped at all, so like the plan is to get into home airports rental. So we're coming up here on Ripon, sorry, to get her in home airports rental, which we're gonna get all not souped up, but we're gonna get all like the GPS update stuff taken care of, and get the altimeter pedostatic done so that we can actually like file and all that. Particularly because instrument student 67? No, 50. Nope, wrong way, wrong way. So we're supposed to be directly over the railroad tracks. So let me see where we're lining up. So yeah, so these are the railroad tracks. Hang on. Yeah, see, this is the issue that I had last. That looks like a road. Is it these things? I think it's this thing. Yeah, that's the road. So that is the railroad tracks. Must be. Excellent. Okay, sorry. So yeah, so instrument student is like hankering for some actual. So I and it's really weird, and it's been, okay, yeah. It's been weird because starting with a student who has already done training elsewhere is interesting. Because you don't want to like backpedal or just like, words I can't say because I'm a lady, on their techniques. Because my way isn't necessarily the best way. It's not the only way. So yeah, trying to kind of find out where they're at and then kind of go from there has been, yeah, interesting to say the least. So one of the things for instrument student is I want to get him into more of a pilot in command mindset. So yeah, like saying if somebody's being distracting, tell them to shut up politely. Or yeah, just kind of like taking command of the flight deck, as well as just in general. One of the things I'm gonna try and have him work it out with owner of home airport to handle those inspections, because the plane needs to be taken over somewhere else for those inspections, and it's a towered airport, and he wants towered experience. So yeah, having him do that stuff will hopefully help him out a little bit. And yeah, and that's the thing, like I said, it's not that his training had anything wrong with it, it's just that's something that I like to particularly drill into my students. So it's just something that, since it's not there the way that my students have it, I want to get that in there a bit more. So yeah, so anyway, with that, so that student that I'm starting instrument stuff with her, and her plane isn't IFR certified, we're just kind of like trying to get a scan down, sort of, and getting those concepts down now, and then at some point we'll move into the rental. So then after that, I believe I was able to get together with new private student. I keep scaring. Oh wait, actually, so we're gonna pause there. But during the flight with that student, and it was the same thing with my other instrument student, my post check ride now private student, so now private pilot that I created, he had the 150 and was flying, and so I heard him on the radio and I got all excited, and my instrument students, both of them under the foggles, are like, what is happening? I was like, I'm sorry, I just got excited, that's my student. So yeah, it was like, oh my god, he's doing the thing. So yeah, that was fun. I need to chill a little bit though. Yeah, anyway. Oh, sorry. Hello. Sorry. You're in Moose's stream. How long have been a partner? What do you mean? I don't think I'm a partner, if that's what you're saying. You're a pilot too. Hello. What do you fly? Do you like it? We're coming up on Fisk here. Do I know Dal or Chili Maze? I mean, yes, but my brain is malfunctioning. Can what's the rest of Dal? I'm pretty sure I know. On Twitch TV program. I do. Oh, you're a pilot on Twitch? Excellent. Are you in 2020 or 2024? It's like my brain is malfunctioning. I'm pretty sure I know who you mean, but I don't want to say it, and like my brain is thinking maybe it's something else, so I'm being really paranoid. Because like throughout this stream I've like accidentally almost said like airports near me and like my tail number and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna be very careful, even though I'm pretty sure I'm fine. But like I said, paranoid. Okay, so we're coming to ish the airport, kind of. We're about to cross over the railroad, kind of. So we're gonna go like this. I did not know that. Do you? I mean, I assume. Well, I'm sorry first, but I bet you're handling it. And you love DVDs? What kind of DVDs? I used to watch a lot of movies. I was all up into the movies. And I mentioned earlier I was able to, I'm an aunt, I was able to subject the small, well, one of the small ones, because he's old enough, to Lord of the Rings recently, and that was nice. I enjoyed that. But yeah, haven't watched. I actually just watched I Can Only Imagine, and that I thought that I had watched it before, but it all seemed so new. Not all of it. Oh, we got our runway, and it was super 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 good. I cried, obviously. All right, so we're looking for the gravel pit. It's coming up there. Check it. Okay, I wonder what time it is in game, because we are supposed. They would have said rock your wings. Oh, we're trying to land on the white circle, by the way. So at some point, once we get into the downwind, I should probably turn the autopilot off. Because I think it said something about the slight heading change. No, we're fine. We're gonna go right over it. Going over it. Hang on, where is it? That right there, right? Yeah. Okay, the waypoint says we're crossing it right about here. Yeah, that's about right, and I'm a little south, so okay, sorry, hang on. 90. Okay, gonna get into the downwind. We're at 90, and yes, I need to turn the autopilot off. Okay. Oh god, I've forgotten how to land a plane. White dot, that's what we're aiming for. Nope, that's not what we're aiming for. We are aiming right before it. So we're gonna start configuring right now. Right now. Hang on. Okay. 1800, we're gonna start our descent. Our carb heat. Carb heat, fuel is on, undercarriage is fixed, mixture is full rich. Hang on, carb heat, fuel is on, undercarriage is fixed, mixture full rich. First notch flaps, power propeller pumps. Safety, seat belts, and security. I forgot to look at what our, oh god, elevation is. I am aware, autopilot, thanks. I'm gonna have to slip this thing. Oh god, where is my reference point? Hang on. There it is. Okay, hang on, we're going. I need all them flaps, hang on. Aiming. This is why they gave us the white dot. Because they knew we couldn't get onto a proper final. Aiming like the stripe before the white. Oops, nope, not that little. I don't know how many notches of flaps I put in. Oh, I think we got that. Oh, heck yeah. That is right. Okay, then we get off on the grass. Noom. Authorized grass taxi. Look at Ducky. Look how happy he is. He's so happy. I want to say that was... It was a terrible approach, but my landing was not horrible. Where are we going? Oh, so I think we figured out... Hang on. What did we figure out? I think... Stop beeping at me. There. Okay. So we're gonna meander our way toward Oshkosh. And I will try and figure out where we did. I had an idea of where things were last time, and it was all wrong. So we'll see how that goes this time. All right. So as we're doing that, I'll continue going through story times. So, oh God, oh God, what are we doing? Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Okay. Yes. Okay. So then had home airport flights again. And this was, I think, yeah, first with new pseudo private student. So apparently he had about, oh God, 5 hours with his dad, and they worked on a bunch of good stuff. He forgot his logbook the first day. So it was like, yeah, okay. But then I was able to look at it the next time we were, oh God, what is happening? We were able to fly, again. I feel like I'm not supposed to be here. There's no EAA flag person for me. We're gonna try and go to the air show runway. I think I'm correct. This time. Not last time. And we'll see. Maybe I am going to the wrong runway and we'll have to turn around again. That's not where I want to go. Oh, maybe it is where I want to go. We can go this way, I think. This is why you need a flag person. So yeah, so we worked on slow flight, stalls, and wandered to the pattern. And I tried to trick him into landing. We did patterns and go-arounds, and then I tried to trick him into landing, and it didn't quite work, but that's okay. So we landed and we rolled out, and we were gonna get off onto the taxiway, and I opened the door because it was warm, and all of a sudden I heard a ping down on the tire, or near the tire, and I was like, at that moment I knew something. I keep my iPad and my phone in my lab. My iPad because like traffic and other such things. And my phone because then I can take notes to go over with students later. So my phone fell out on the runway. So I had to have him stop, like taxi off and then stop. And then I had to go look both ways and hop back out onto the runway to grab my phone. It had flown out of it, not flown out of its case, but, oh, hang on, where are we going? Why? I want to, there's another taxiway, right? That whole short line is incorrect. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, apparently the case worked because it's still alive, and but yeah, then the case was kind of broken-ish, so had to get a new one. So that's good. So happy about that. I'm more careful now. Flew back, and then I had another lesson with, oh God, sorry, hang on. With instrument student. And we did unpublished holds again, well, published and published, and we did GPS ops with it. So we have a Garmin 430 in home plane, and it does not have WAS, and it doesn't have the capability to put in your own fixes and then do a hold from that and such. but you can do like the little OBS needle from your ground station. So we did that, and we did basically the same. Oh, I guess I could clean up the freaking airplane. Oh God, this is why you do our checklists, kids. Landing light, taxiing around with the landing light on. Yeah, so we worked on GPS ops. So we did the same hold that we did before the last time, but we did it with the GPS so that it would be, oh, there it is. Yes, this is what we wanted. There, this is what we'll do. I don't think I'm very good at taxiing outside of the plane. About as good as I am flying outside of the plane, so. So yeah, so we worked on that to have another resource to be able to like situationally aware himself with, in case that happens, unpublished hold wise. So yeah, worked on that and published holds and yeah, post-flight procedures and ATC operations. And then my student at work airport, post-solo private student at work airport, went and did a solo because I had already, yeah, that was the day he was free, but I had already booked with home airport, so he went and did solo, which is good and nice. So yeah, he texted me while I was in my lesson, and he got a couple of patterns in, but there was like some weather that ended up moving in, so he stopped. So that was good. Aeronautical decision making. Movement boundary area. Movement boundary area line. Yay. Yay. Jonathan Bradis? I'm not sure. I'm gonna look. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I love the little bees. And they dance. Okay, they don't dance on my like monitory thing over here, and they do dance over here, and that pleases me greatly. The dancing bees. I do not know that actor. I used to know all the act. No, that's a lie, but I don't, unfortunately. I'm sorry. But yes, good morning. It is morning. We got, oh shoot, we should have looked at, hang on. Can we see what time? Hang on. Oh, that's how we see. We should see what time we kind of got here. Did we get here at the time that we were supposed to? Yes, I think we did. We definitely did. We've been taxiing for 7 minutes. I love it. We did it. Yay, that makes me happy. Okay, we're gonna keep taxiing around while I continue story times. Let me find next one. So yeah, so he did that. He was potentially gonna do his cross country on another day, his long cross country on another day, because we got to the point where it was good. I feel okay. it is like, I got super lucky with my first student where I was just, again, he worried enough for the both of us, so I didn't have to like worry about him at all. I trusted him. He was very conscientious and everything, so it was like unicorn student, I will say. So this student is more normal operations where you do worry. You've seen them fly, they fly fine and everything, but you do, like, you worry. So, but now he's all signed off and everything. He's gonna go hopefully do it. But he was gonna do it on one day, and then weather barred him from doing that. And that was his own decision, and that was good. Although Well, he made the call like the day beforehand, and he mentioned some stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, that's good thinking. And I went and I looked at my weather app and like, well, ForeFlight, and I was like, well, that's not quite what it looks like. It actually looks like it's going to be pretty nice. But I was like, hey, that's his decision, so that works okay. So then after that, did another day of lessons at home airport. We almost crashed on the ground. We don't want to do that. So, okay, so one of the things is, so we're coming right down like the center area. Here comes like the big warehousey things. I think it's got like A, B, C, D on it. And they got all sorts of stuff in there. Vendors and different things. I bet there's like a scenery pack or something, and I just like don't have it, probably. But yeah, like these buildings, I remember those muchly, and they have like water things at some of them that you can fill up water bottles at, which is really nice. Yeah, and they got a lot of different stuff in there. And then you have to go, I think, this-ish way. We'll start going this way. I remember going near-ish the tower in order to go to my, what is it called? Some of my presentations that I went to. The year I went. See? It says C, and that one says A. See, I know where I'm going. Kind of. So yeah, did another round of lessons at home airport. I'm gonna keep taxiing. So started with new pseudo private student, and we did pre-flight procedures. We did some more slow flight, did steep turns, ground reference maneuvers, turns around a point and S turns, because he had already done rectangular course with his dad. So as long as that's in the book, that's fine by me. And then we apparently worked on crosswind correction because of like, yeah, ground reference maneuvers and stuff, and did couple of patterns to go arounds. Yeah. And then went with instrument student again. So yeah, so it was somewhere over here. They had a bunch of like tents and stuff set up, as well as I think over in those buildings there were also, I mean, not I think, like, yeah, they had stuff over in those buildings. Other sorts of, are those little campsites? Are those supposed to be little campsites? That'd be awesome. Yeah, over in these little buildings they had, yeah, presentations or other just like little stations for stuff. Yeah. And I'll go back over to the tower. So yeah, so for instrument student, the unpublished holds was one thing that he wanted to do, and ATC ops, he's, yeah, he's like I used to be, and it's so interesting to see that, be able to like help somebody else through that, and I hope I'm doing a good job with it. So we did ILS and ATC ops. We went and did an ILS into Towered Airport, and he's exactly like me, sitting there and like psyching himself up to like talk to him and everything, and then once he gets on the radio, he's fine, doesn't do anything wrong, and it's fine, and yeah, it's like I've been there, we're gonna get you there to sorry, there was a bump in the road. Yeah, so we worked on clearances and vectors, as well as like the actual like practice approaches into Towered Airport. I'm not gonna go over there, that scares me. I feel like I'm just gonna hit some like really bad texture somewhere and just like launch into the sky and crash, and then our Oshkosh adventure will end. But yeah, no, he did well. And again, this is totally normal. He does need to slow a little bit, chill a little bit. But that's, yeah, normal to be like at that level. And yeah, and I'm sure I still do some of those things too, but oh, did you see that? That little ripple in the wing in the shadow? And I think if this is it, I think it might be right here. Right here is like the central plaza sort of a thing. And there's like a big, they put some big airplane here and they put other airplanes places too. And yeah, and you just end up coming this way. And then, so gates are back there. And then you end up walking through all that stuff. And then you go this way towards the runway, towards the show. So as we're taxiing there, I'll keep going here. We're almost done. I think this might be most recent. Yep, okay. So most recent was over at Work Airport. Oh yeah, and that thing. So there were like a couple of good weather looking days in a week, and that is when, oh yeah, so movement boundary area. So is it, no, I think you get a little bit more space. So I think, is it? No, I do. I think you get to keep going. I think this is where like the spectatory stuff is on these grassy areas. I can't remember how far it goes, if it stops right at the taxiway. I assume it would stop at a taxiway. And then like that's the spectatory stuff. And then yeah, you're coming up on the runway. So yeah, so you can wander over here. Yeah, so there were like 2 days of like that they were gonna be good weather and the rest were not. And so it was gonna be okay. So this day I'm gonna be at Work Airport, and this day I'm gonna be at whichever one. Each day I was gonna be at a different airport. So it was gonna work out just perfectly. So I got Work Airport down, and then I was working on getting Home Airport down, and I got the schedule from the owner, and somebody was down on that day during where my instrument student would have to go. And so that didn't work, and it was like, oh shoot, so we're not gonna be able to fly. Or should we just put ourselves down for another day and hope that the weather is good? Let's do that. And so it was looking like it was gonna be good. And this is the thing, I was gonna stream earlier this week, but since this shifted around, this is the only day that worked out, and that's why it was so late and everything. So again, I apologize, but continuing. So yeah, so then I was like, looking at it, and I had to shuffle things around a little bit and be like, okay, if I was going to potentially be at Home Airport on this day, might as well try to squeeze in my other student as well. And that worked out, so yay, got that day done. And then was able to get, so that was that, and then was also able to get Work Airport day done, which was newest private student. We introduced steep turns, we reviewed slow flight and recovery, as well as go around procedures. And she did really well with that stuff. And then, oh no, okay, yes I did, sorry. And then had pre-long cross country private student, I guess I could say. And we did, it was we worked on simulated instrument, worked on the scan, fundamentals, unusual attitudes we did. So my post-check ride private student mentioned that the examiner did a little bit more aggressive unusual attitudes than I had been doing. Like so I had been trying to have my students fly themselves into unusual attitudes, and they ended up being pretty tame. So like I don't know. So I was like okay. But apparently the examiner took the controls and flew him into an attitude. And and then he got himself out of it. So I was like, oh, I guess that's something that I can do. So I did that for the first time, and that was interesting. And yeah, so worked on rest of the simulated instrument, climbing, descending turns, standard rate turns, turns to headings, and he holds everything pretty well until he doesn't. And then it's usually like one thing or another, like the altitude starts dropping or the heading starts getting off, and again, that's just like totally normal, but like bringing that up, pointing that out to make sure that, yeah, he's being aware of that. So oh, and then it was busy. It was busy that day, and it was a lot of interesting things going on. And then my very original student, who was going private and then was going sport and then was going private and then was going sport, had to drop off a check, so he wanted for the owner of the 172. So he wondered if I was around, and I was like, yes, this day. And he was like, all right, I'll see you then. So after lesson with pre-long cross-country student, also got him all checked off with his stuff. And he actually called WX brief, and it was like, oh, cool, that's something I've never done. So yeah, so that's that's cool. And yeah, so he's gonna hopefully do that soon. And that's all good. And then yeah, so that student, very, very first original student, we met up and we started chatting, and Mosaic has apparently done, there's something that, yes, Mosaic has gone somewhere. I haven't been able to look at it yet. So he's looking at doing the sport again and starting up at some point again, and we'll just be able to do the 150, I believe, ? So that is new and exciting, and yeah, so yeah. Oh, I forgot, hang on. So a couple other things. So there was a CFI who was at work airport, who was doing his son's instrument training, and they did it in the 172, constant speed 172 at work airport. And he texted me about like what written stuff I do for the private. And so we kind of swapped stuff on that, and then actually saw him that day too. He was taking his dad up for the first time, he said, or like they were flying together for the first time since 1991. So that was cool to see. As well as, so pseudo private student, sorry, I'm almost done, this is the last story. Pseudo private student. So remember the whole thing where they wanted to get him like landing the thing on his own? We come back into home airport, which is like tricky as words to land at. So we always do patterns and pattern work over at a different airport to kind of start out and like work our way into that. So I had him come in and everything, and I was gonna take controls at some point, but I was talking him through, and he landed the thing. So I didn't touch the controls at all. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. So we're right sort of there. But yeah, I don't think it usually takes too long to like get to the point of like me not saying anything, but it is, because the timeline's weird. I was like squishing all the things I usually get over lessons. So I usually start out with discovery flight, just fundamentals, straight and level, turns, climbs, descents, things like that, or just turns around a point, just sort of a fun flight, introducing things like that. Second flight, we go hard, slow flight, and stalls. Power off, power on. And then depending if we need to do a little bit more with that, we can review it or just add in whatever we didn't get to there, as well as steep turns. And then ground reference maneuvers, a next lesson. And if we need to stretch that out into another lesson, that's fine too. And then we get into the pattern, work the pattern as long as we need to, just doing go-arounds and stuff, until we get that pattern down, till they get that pattern down, and then we start the landings. And then once they can do it on their own, then we start working on other stuff so that they can always be practicing the landings after that. So I squished all the stuff into like those first 2 lessons, and then, because he'd already had like 5 hours. So then, yeah, and did that, and that was cool. Anyway, okay, I'm sorry. Coming back up. Looks like you're having fun. Yes, the weekend is nearly here. It is. I'm so excited. 0755 here in the UK. Excellent. So, I guess, work yet? It's Friday, though, so it should be good. Morning and night and afternoon some places. Getting sleepy way too late at night for coffee. Yes, exactly. But look at how beautiful it is. Like, this is just pleasant. How do I turn like those things off? The gauges. How do I turn the gauges off? That would just be like that right there. I would like, oh my god, that would be that could be my my intro. How do I turn the gauges off? I want to start pressing buttons. But I don't. But yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, I'm really excited. The plan is that I'll be getting to 1,500 hours by like next, hopefully early summer, I hope. And then not like right then, but there's quite a few things. There are quite a few things that I do want to do next year. Before I get into, well, and I don't know. I am applying for jobs and stuff. I actually do need to get to that again. I've been kind of neglecting it a little bit. But yeah, so before I get kind of like locked into a certain like schedule, I want to do some stuff. So next summer I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff, including the Oshkosh. And I would recommend, if you guys are into aviation and you can get over there at some point this year or next year or whenever, definitely do it, because it's so much fun. And it's just being surrounded by aviation people is awesome. Like, I watched Top Gun. Why does that not sound right? Top Gun 2, Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. For the first time at Oshkosh, outside. So they have like out past those gates, they had a little like outdoor theater thing. And that was the first time that I watched it, surrounded by aviation people. Back at Oshkosh, the year that I got my private certificate. So that was a really special and interesting experience. So yeah, I'd suggest it. So yeah, maybe if I go like this, I could like crop it. Yeah, there we go. And then I'll just loop it. Perfect. There. All right. Okay, I think that's about it. We're just gonna park here and wait for the show. How's that sound? So, electronics. Gotta get all those turned off. Yeah, disconnected the autopilot. Does this shut this off? Oh, nope, that's just the volume. What have I done? Well, now it's not letting me get the volume back up. What are you doing? Oh, was it shutting down? No? I don't know what it's doing. Never mind. Electronics! Taxi. Leave the beacon on. Pitot heat is on for some reason. Electronics. Liquids. And flow. Bye, Ducky. Thanks, Ducky. Missed you, Ducky. Oh, I love Ducky. Oh. Dang it. I'm so excited. Thought the gauges were gone. That is so pretty. Oh my god, I want to go to Oshkosh. If anyone is there or is going, you must allow me to live vicariously. Humbly request. Well, actually, yeah, we'll leave from Ducky. All right. Ugh. Oh gosh, and I'm unsure of what my hair is doing. Not that any of y'all care. I found out my hair can be textury, so I've been working at that. It's a pain in the words that I can't say because I'm a lady, but I am determined. So yeah, it's the ponytail is weird, and I'm sure it's, yeah. Anyway, unnecessary. I'm just saying, if my hair looks weird, there's a reason. Can't take that off. There we go. And that bowl. And there. Okay. So we took off. Look at, oh my, sorry, that's really exciting. So this was our last week over at Baraboo, and we took off from the neighboring portage. We followed, well, we just used our autopilot and did the heading because apparently we figured out how to work it. Kind of. So then we did. We got up to Endeavor Bridge, that point. So the Endeavor Bridge is like up here-ish, and then the point is like down here-ish somewhere. And then we had to go over. So I did. I ended up turning the dial a little bit, turning the heading a little bit early. So we then wandered back up a little bit to then get back onto that nice straight line. At which point we got to, oh, we talked about this. So our next point was about here. And if we cut, or if we went straight to the next waypoint, it would have cut through the lake. So we continued going like that, like ForeFlight told us. And then we turned there. So we went actually around the lakes like we were supposed to, because it is a visual approach. That doesn't have anything to do with heading or whatever. Point to point is what I'm saying. And then we went that way, our point there. So Green Lake Point, Green Lake Waypoint, kept going. We got to Ripon, at which point we attempted to follow the railroad track. We should have gone over a little bit more earlier. We turned a little bit there. And then we got to, where's Fisk? Fisk. Fisk is right here. And at that point, we would have either gone here along this road and went in here, or what we did is we continued following the railroad tracks up to this gravel pit, got into a terrible downwind, right traffic, and we so that's what I did. So this is also why we look at our airports before we come into them. I got thrown off by the 2-3, and I thought that the 2-7 was going to be over here, and that's why I turned like that. But if I would have just followed it like that, we would have gotten onto a proper final. So chart supplements and airport diagrams, kids. And we landed, I'm pretty sure we landed right on our white dot. So that's about the best thing that I can say about that approach. So we grass taxied, we were authorized. That looks like a little camping, little tent. Yay, North 40 camping, oh my god, it's so exciting. And we taxied and we went all over the place, I bet. Oh yeah, yeah, so this, I'm trying to remember, cause hamburger stand, oh sorry, that's Home Builders Hangar. Apparently I'm tired and hungry, so ignore me. So yes, this is, I believe this is like the main gate sort of thing, and then you wander through here. I'm pretty sure they have other gates that come in, but where is it? The museum is somewhere. Oh yeah, so this little grass area. So the museum's right here. Then they have this grass runway, and you end up, you can cross it in order to get over here to some other stuff. We talked about that a little bit earlier. And then otherwise there's a little bus that takes you to, again, I think it's a main gate, but yeah, could be other gates as well. And then yeah, go right through the center and there's just stuff everywhere, all sorts of things. And you got that our big hangar A, B, C, D. Then you come into this little center plaza here. And then you keep going and you end up in, again, I believe it's, you know what though? No. I was gonna say, there is some little road. It must be this one. It must be this one. This little road in between. Yeah, in between. Yeah, and then it's the grass. That makes more sense. Yeah, no, this is the little showcasey area. That's where all the people parking is, and actually aircraft parking. There's aircraft parked there. People sit on their aircraft, under their aircraft, and then you watch the show. So, yeah. And it's so cool. And it's like, you got the, this lake, and then over here, you get the seaplane base, and that place is super cool. I was able to go there. I got a ride back. Oh, so the guy I got a ride back from, he was working on his instrument at the time, and I guess never quite like got back to it. So he switches, puts his plane on floats, and then puts his plane back on wheels. But this year apparently decided not to, and when did he text me? He was supposed to be taking his written, either last weekend or this weekend, and his instrument written, and then once he returns from a trip, we're going to start instrument training. So I should probably ask him what instruments he has in his plane. We'll figure that out. Anyway, so yeah, so that's upcoming too. And yeah. Oh, I forgot another one. So Home Airport, one of the owners at Home Airport, he bought a Bonanza, and he's been flying that around and stuff. At some point, we're gonna do his instrument training as well. I keep bugging him about it. He doesn't like doing the studying. And that's my area of expertise, so crack that whip. And we were able to go up in the Bonanza. He was gonna go fly around, and I was waiting for my student, so I was like, oh, let's just go buzz around a little bit. And I was like, yes. And that was really cool. Yeah, he let me take controls for a little bit, and I was like, I feel like a student again, because he's over here like doing the trim and some other stuff, and I'm just sitting here, yeah, I'm flying. Yeah, but anyway. Sorry, this thing here looks like a little alien something. I can't think of what, but it's from some movie, and it looks like it's dancing, or it's trying to carry a very large dinosaur, or it's just, yeah, okay, so right here, it's Godzilla, okay? So we got Godzilla mouth here, chin, and then this thing is trying to, like, shut Godzilla up by shutting its mouth. Do you see my vision? On that note. Yeah. Should we see what's out there for the ratings? Sorry, not sorry. I'm a little sorry. So weird. What are we doing? What am I doing? What are any of us doing? Oh. Okay. See if we got any lows and slows. Oh. Where'd my headset go? Oh! I had another. We'll see, maybe. So I've been studying for I'm gonna try for National Guard. So I've been studying for that. Yeah, I think we'll go here. We'll see what all that's about. And I have 3 separate books, test prep books. Got through the one. That went pretty okay, except for I found some, block counting. I like incoming unladylike word kind of. I absolutely sucked at. So I needed to adjust my technique. And this second book is ticking me off because you don't get a calculator on the test. And in the math section, it's like it gives example questions where you need a freaking calculator for it. And it's like, and I'm perfectly fine doing hand math, but when it's like the square of freaking 52 or something like that, I'm not gonna go through that. I'm not gonna spend my time freaking doing that. But then you have to do something else with it. So it's not just like, oh, it's like if the question is the square of 52 and it gives you answers, you just find the closest one of what it is. No, you have to do more to. Anyway, it's annoying. Plus, we get to the aviation information and it's freaking wrong. There's wrong stuff in there. We're very close on that one. And I'm like, so one of the, okay, my big, so the axes of an aircraft, right? Do I have like a pen or something instead of just my finger? Okay, we're using the finger. Don't take that out of context. Anyway, so axis of an aircraft. I have an aircraft. Axis of an aircraft. This is where the propeller goes, right? So this is the longitudinal axis. Okay? You roll around the longitudinal axis, not along the longitudinal axis. Do you see what I'm saying? It is 2 very distinct freaking words. And they keep saying along. Pissing me off. Plus, it says at one point, the altitude indicator, it means the attitude indicator, shows your heading. No, it doesn't. And I'm like, okay, so am I going to get a bad score on the aviation section because I actually know aviation stuff? Or is it just this book? I don't know. ticking me off. Because there was some other stuff in the aviation section where it was like, okay, it was something about a stall. I can't remember what it was. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that that's not right. I could be wrong, but just the way that they're asking it, but I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. So that, I'm going to finish that. I'm almost done with that that book of test prep, and then I have a giant one left. I want to get that done as soon as possible, get that test done as soon as possible, so that when something does open up, if something does open up, I can, yeah, send a package and everything. And after that, it'll be MEI, and we'll see from there. There, updated. So, let's go through the thing. Thank you, Mustafa, for the raid. Appreciate you. If you haven't checked out Mustafa yet, or even if you have, check out Mustafa. Mustafa is great, wonderful people. And yeah, thank you guys for being in here. Appreciate you guys a lot. Putting up with me and my shenanigans and sillinesses and my stories. I do. I always plan to do the once a week at least, so then there's not quite so many stories at a time. But yeah, and just I'd say some weeks are busier than others, but like at this point, it's starting to get to a point of like, it's just always busy. So yeah. Oh, cause yeah, owner at home airport, there was a guy there with his plane, his 182 RG, and was getting it taken care of for something. And apparently he wants to do instrument at some point. So load me up with students. So I'm basically between home airport and work airport, working, and then yeah, studying. So I like being able to come here and be my strange self once in a while. So thank you guys for being my outlet. So yeah, anyway, thank you. Appreciate you. Whoever got lost and found their way here or found their way back, thank you for being here again. I really appreciate it. And if I've forgotten anything, brain is mush. I'll start getting the stuff ready. Hang on, what am I doing? Raid. Have fun in the raid. Sticking to our 2020 and our low and slow. So we'll see what's happening here. And then, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Said all that stuff. And then, yeah. Have a great whatever it's going to be for you. Hope to see you again soon. And until next time, all the good things. So, yes. So, I'm, again, hoping we'll get to next week again, but we'll see. I never know until I know. Till like the day of, the week of. No, it's pretty much the day of. So, yeah. Again, and I appreciate you guys for that and putting up with that. And we'll get to a point at some point where I can be a little more scheduled again. I hope. So yes. Anyway, thank you. Appreciate you guys so much. Have fun in the raid. See you guys again soon. And yeah, again, until next time, all the good things. So thank you. Thank you so much. And bye.